Today we're going to do some seed saving. These ones are the ox hearts. They're a really nice tomato. They're a very light tomato compared to the black Russians. They're an early season variety. That's a pretty typical size fruit. That's really average. Anyhow, today what we're going to do is save the seeds from this because I'm going to send them to a friend. Now, I thought I'd just show you one of these. This is a beefsteak. It's a typical beefsteak off my plants, and that's the comparison to the ox hearts. Let's get out the knife. That's what the ox heart looks like in the middle. Like I said, they're a very light tomato. They're very nice tasting though. What we do is we just get the seeds out of this part. Slice them like that if you like. The way I do it is I just scrape them into a pile. They'll be fine. This is going to go on a sandwich very shortly, by the way. So I'm not wasting the tomato. I'm just getting the seeds out. As you can see, the seeds start to gather up fairly quickly. Okay, we've now got a reasonable quantity of seeds, and what I do is I put the seeds in one of these little plastic cups here. They're very good for that sort of thing. I just scrape them off the board. Now you notice that I've only got the goo that contains the seed. I don't squash up a whole tomato and put it in there. That's what it looks like when it's in there. Now what we've got to do is wait for this to go mouldy, and it's probably going to take 3 or 4 days. So I get out a Ziploc bag, usually a used one that's got a label on it. Just open her up. Put these inside the Ziploc bag, so if I get any spillages, it's not going to make a terrible huge mess anyway. And then I put them on top of the fridge. As I make my tomato sandwiches over the next few days, I'll just keep on adding seeds because it takes a while for the mould to form, and all you really want is for the mould to get on the seeds at some stage. I store these seeds up on top of the fridge where it's nice and warm, so that the mould will take in the shortest amount of time. Here I've got some seeds from the Black Russian. I haven't labelled it, which it's a good idea to write what variety it is on the label. You can see, I put these ones in here 24 hours ago. You can start to see the mould forming around here. I just give it a bit of a stir with a toothpick once a day to encourage the mould, and I'll put it back in the bag, put it back on the fridge. And here we have a sunburnt tomato cooking with some homegrown basil and balsamic vinegar and black pepper, about to join a steak on a wholemeal bread roll. Lovely. What I've done here is select a particularly sunburnt tomato. This one's another one of these Black Russians. Just pull that bit of stalk out of it and slice this bit off. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the inside of the tomato. That's terrific eating quality. And here we are with afternoon tea, which is the old Jats with cracked black pepper on it, and a bit of tomato, a bit of cheese, a bit of ham. It's absolutely lovely. This is what the seeds look like when they're starting to get a bit of mould on them. What I do is I give them a bit of a stir with a toothpick to try and promote the mould growth. Essentially, you can use the same mould on both things. This is the black tomato one. This one's the oxheart one, and I'm saving seeds for both of them. So hopefully the mould will be right tomorrow, and I'll pack some more seeds tomorrow. I think we'll just do the seeds for the what's these ones? Oxhearts. Oops. How are we doing here? Plenty of mould? Yes, plenty of mould in there. Alright, we'll get out the little toothpick. Give a bit of a stir around to make sure the mould gets on each one of the seeds. And we'll get a decent dose, because it's that mould that actually activates the seed, as I understand it. Right, now we'll take them over to the sink and we'll clean them off. Okay, now the way we do this is we turn on the tap and empty the whole lot into a gauze strainer. All I have to do is swish them around a bit, and all the goo falls down through the sinkhole. Okay, now we've got them like that, so I'll just vibrate out any excess water. Then we'll. Okay, now we're going to empty these things into a glass of water to see how many of them float and how many of them sink. And that's all the floaters we're going to discard, and the sinkers are the viable seeds. Now, I think we've got this one here is a floater, so I'll get rid of that. We'll just pour them off. And it floats, you just pour it off. Just washing any excess seeds out of the strainer. I don't mind losing a few of them. Shake them around. Put them back in there, give them another wash off. Now we'll take them over and dry them on a paper towel. And just tap them all out onto a paper towel. Put this back over here. And I get another paper towel and start patting them dry. Turn it over. Got a few stuck on there. Should be able to pat these ones dry pretty nicely. Once we dried them, you just package them.